The financial sector continues to struggle despite the reportedly spending of $29.9 billion on the financial sector cleanup exercise up to date. Scant reserves were also left for debt servicing, despite implementing what may be considered the most severe and distressing economic policy in the annals of the Fourth Republic, if not in the entirety of our nation's history. And I'm referring to the domestic debt exchange program. This is in stark contrast to our actions in 2017 before we left office, when we allocated $250 million to the sinking fund handed over to the incoming government to service debts, Ghana's debts. There have been claims that buffers were left for debt repayments, oncoming debt repayment this year. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me give you the statement of account for the debt service reserve account, which is also popularly referred to as the sinking fund. This fund shows a balance of only $64,000 in the dollar account, $64,000 in the dollar account, and 143 million Ghana cedis in the CD account. The repercussions of the accumulation of debt and economic mismanagement will require extensive work and sacrifice to repair. In the next 4 years, to put things in context for you, Mr. Speaker, in the next 4 years, our debt servicing will amount to 280 billion cedis. And this comprises of 150 billion for domestic debt and 130 billion in external debt servicing.
President John Mahama eba parliament no ende wama ye nyina yehu de etuem. Ose de wanwa a etwa nsrum na nado danko akufo-addo ne ba omi a ose oye economic waste mad. Boni a omudi ye eni dwirim omudi ye. Jeffrey Bibi a sinking fund, and I say Bruni so friend debt service reserve account. Se Bronika say debt service reserve account. John Mahama betina so no ohun say sebio Ghana nyoma bebre ne ye na sebio oyo man kwa na se udi dwuma udi nsawoso se wo ton nyoma na wo ton nyoma de eye den a eka kakra beba ebetuma ba say eye enkwara ne school kom anase den apomden hospitals ne emma omonyenyem omapomden ebi omoso omo yare bia eye chronic obo kidney problem na nyoma nya bebiti omhu eso ho ja ehu se yembi account bia yemfa sika ngum se yeton oil kakra ne kakra kugum time John Mahama etiso no sa account no ene yefa ne sinking fund. In fact obetumi asa friend debt service reserve account into sa account ne de ya deka na ye ho kire ya na nka sebio ye wuram kakra na ye yi kakra na de apatantokwa na ese ye gina ye na so. John Mahama 2017 efria ban mu 2016 no na sika edem eye 250 million Ghana cedis. Poly 250 million. And John Mahama Danema NDs MPP4 say we die ye ntamfa ye sanka. So yi sika wo kura safa sika tum efri se eyebusua de kukuo we ene de boy ho brasa oman enti se bibi besi kura ansa na wodon sabeka no make sure se wodon saka wasa de sika tum na wa ma na gina ne naso efri se eye daachi manti ena bibi a friend sinking fund no John Mahama 2016 ojama Joma eye akufo-addo atechede no now ende John Mahama e ka odwudwam e wobrofu mu a mebedwudwam e wotwi no o se sa sika puduo any ebusia kuruwa sika woma yedi siesie eka no what has happened and they say enda ogina yenim ye ne eka sei sa eye account a oja $250 million poly dollars o enya Ghana sika poly ubetima ka poly sa 5 years na nsi ye $250 million yes ni say and the oko accounts numa under Baomia akufo-addo Kennedy Japan or say Mensa Bonsu and kwasiafo maka omuso me MPP elephant dogs no and the oko sa accounts numa sika dem $64,000 $64,000 me sheta me she emunsia ebro $64,000 we kura we keke no we kura me body price chewa That means to say, Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo ne nkwasiafo we di sika ni nyina TRO. Eti John Mahama say, we na ma say magana ni bia yem hyehye no. Every say sika pudua ye jama nkwasiafo we $250 million. And they will say MPP for sika no de ye den. Obi say me yare ye me kwa abrochire. Obi say me kodi ajantrafo. Obi say me de bituto makeup ma me yere. Obi say me efremo pare na ma esa ankore. Chese nkwasiasam. Edi John Mahama kasa and no say Mr. Speaker, Ghana for muntie me. Juma mi di ye ne sika mi gyato wo no. Kwasiampanyi ne nkwasiafo no abadwirim. Nti ukọ accounts mu nda. Sa accounts no ye wo dollar de ene wo siri de. Sika omugya ye eye dollar de unim wifuo we. Dollar there $250 million no omo di malaka 64 per dia tumu enti dey na omo koro ena omo yi from wallet mom kan pa ene we dey tumu na se bio o kina nkoma ka se di nyina 64,000 oba wonsa na obetuma kan enye sika bibiri bia ebia hu sika da ye ne hu sika pen ebia won shara hu sika da enti 64,000 hunhuna ye ne mpabo ehye ne ade ka bom miensa 64,000 tumi to ye ne yere ne yamba mo ye tu kwan ye ko Brazil be 2 weeks aba ye tu spend $64,000 enye sika bia hu sika da mesin to omo kono ena bedi eto yi ni wallet ena omo kan ye papa obo no na no obo ne sound say ya no tugu ho omo wie sika no sa account no omo sa wo cedi de wo ho ena ne de omo ja 143 million because omo say cedi no so convert sa sika de kura entumi ntopolo inti akoya na say e buy ebe sinne the NPP as a political party that is stupid has not responded to the facts and figures from John Mahama. Inti sa 143 million Ghana cedis no close to just $10 million. Now you see $250 million no ma ria manaka 64,000 and omuja Ghana just $10 million to cedi equivalent 143 million cedis or the bad dollars may be $10 million, that's all. It's technically, 250 million, almost 240 million. King crying, ko. Ediani ebe. Kwasiafo we to touch like catch there say. I yema MPP mra. Now sebio ya so no pay di toilet. Ya moa. Intina John Mahama kan o see. Dear opesa o ye ne say. Ye sika someone to ye e ka ye de na bontene because of a car akofo we abato and dem no ka say o see. Se eba eye e car Ghana day because in Kofo we kano no more dinkan Nkofo we kono no more dinkan bobesia over $700 million da so 700 million inti sa eka masabogu no John Mahama kwanya amfa ne tunsi akonwa no so no ye calculate a be 208 million cedis de ye sa de be kasa aka no ho because no more free power no na over 700. Now John Mahama say so wo hwe eye eka Nkofo we jai wo ha eba abrochire bibi afra no eye external debt eka ye de abrofo abontene a eye close to eye 130 billion. Yes, uko enkrata mu a enti na okaje say finance minister beba machi one na ba betututu na basamo hu danger ye wom o say eye external debt eka ye de e wa abontene yakoji China fosika yakoji Dubai fosika yakoji Germany fosika ya jeso a ne da kofu plane ne de die jantrafo ne de nom jot ye de eka wa abontene a eye almost 130 billion or say tia where ye ka ba womia akufo-addo Kennedy Japan say mensa o chemensa bonsu MPP nkwasiafo we ndo mo yedede no this is the debt they left say about domestic efie ka ye de Ghana fo and akufo-addo ne ba womia o say chemensa bonsu Kennedy Japan kwasiampanyi ne obamba kana e ka ye de Ghana fo wo fie sa DDEP no mo de bae no sika besi om boy sika om gifri ensem a wo so butuama Ghana fo e close to 150 billion e den na akofo sika we efri. And these are things they have to come and contest. Ever since they have not challenged the figures from John Mahama. Almost boka 700 billion and on the two. And almost sa boka abontene so de ekaya de na abontene so 130 billion. And ekaya sa de fie pension for police for teacher for 150 billion. Sa eka we nyina sum ho. On send the MPP for kasa ya sa de no one kan ho asem. Na nkwasiafo say oh 4 years time on to my na yem tafre. Are we mad? Why should anybody sit on social media or any TV station to tell us, say, Yento Abama MPP, how are we going to solve this? But John Mahama said he doesn't lament. Onya ponchireni, sebio, onya agove, and a sebio, onya agama lizard. Problem no wabeto, or say Ghana for boss or best solve a problem. No, time na MPP was so. All that they say, so Busa MPP say, problem or no solve ya. This is what they tell you. IMF bailout. Bawumia blames COVID, Russia, Ukraine, and NDC for economic woes. Nkwasiafo is up power. We have a president today who is telling us that he is going to hold the problem and solve it. Nkwasiafo we our power. Yebusa Bawumia say the problems we are going through, how are we going to solve it? Also, mumblemu NDC, mumblemu Russia, mumblemu Ukraine, and the John Mahama Kasa and what is about Russia and Ukraine womb? No, we need to solve our own problems. We need a leader who can sit up and say there's a problem. We need to solve it. We are not supposed to be lying to the people. In Kwasiafo to power 8 years. Ubusom say, Adentina, a cabedaho, Adentina Bobisian say, Adentina pension for Musika, or Siko Russia, or Siko Ukraine, and this for and my economy. I say, your president and the Wajina Ghana for you in Maka say, a care dahonye, ever seen there, Baumiantum be ya no say, and ye care daho. Atichidia Kwasiampe, you know, Numisa, Kokuno, on to me Meka Bibia, and Kwasiafo 88 on good parliament, they have moved away from this. So who should be blamed? Why should we turn around and say, yeah, per se MPP? Why should we even listen to these dogs? These are animals. A Krobian can sound like a bomb to action. Yeah. Because as we speak, in Kwasiafo, we sika to down our bruchre, and your mumba be go bruchre. Amama sa dani omo say, Mahama, and to me to chile my non Kwasiafo, Mahama about them, and this if about them, rule Ghana. These are facts. Now, Mumian Queen, I mentioned BB. Mr. S, Mr. P, team, stay with me. Now, this is what John Mahama said about ECG.
Mr. Speaker, my administration inherited an energy sector on the brink of collapse. It was weighed down by unsustainable debt. This unfortunate situation has led to many independent power producers and fuel suppliers threatening to cease their operations. Mr. Speaker, listen to this. Despite collecting over 45 billion cedis in energy sector levies, ESLA, over the last 8 years, the outgone administration has left the Ghanaian people with an energy sector burdened with a staggering debt of 70 billion cedis as of December 2024. It is of deep concern that several state-owned enterprises in the energy sector are struggling to stay afloat, and unless urgent interventions are made, many of them will go under. Financial distress in the energy sector remains a significant obstacle to delivering consistent and affordable electricity to Ghanaians, and it poses an existential threat to our economy in general. Compounding these challenges, critical maintenance activities such as the scheduled pigging of the West African gas pipeline, WACO, were postponed from 2024 to 2025 without sufficient contingency measures for alternative fuel supply. As a result, my administration has had to swiftly mobilize resources to secure emergency fuel supplies to ensure that electricity generation continues despite the closure of the West African gas pipeline. I have been informed that the pigging exercise will be completed in the first week of March, and once again, additional gas will flow from Nigeria. We are anticipating a marked improvement in the power situation once this begins. While the current state of our energy sector poses grave concerns, we must remain resolute in our commitment to restoring stability. I've directed the Minister for Energy and Green Transitions to implement far-reaching reforms, including enforcing a single revenue collection account, strictly adhering to the cash waterfall mechanism, and eliminating all wasteful expenditures by the state utility. Mr. Speaker, following my directive, the Minister has set up an advisory committee to guide the participation of the private sector in metering and billing, in order to improve efficiency in revenue collection and also reduce the high commercial and technical losses that are threatening to drown the state-owned utility company. A pilot partnership between ECG and Enclave Power has proved highly successful and provides us with a workable framework. ECG provides bulk supply of power to Enclave Power Limited. This is an organization in Ghana. Enclave Power provides meters and bills to all companies operating in the free zones enclave, with 99% revenue collection and nearly 100% uptime in power supply. This is being done here in Ghana. We can use it to cover the rest of the nation to ensure that we get revenue compliance and be able to bring down tariffs for our people.
John Dramani Mahama Kasafa Energy, Electricity, a year collection of revenue by Electricity Company of Ghana. Now, Kasano or see, or person of Magana 40 asiye, say MPP for so bois, on for crata matches or bois, or see, Bibia friend Esla, a year energy sector levy, a year taxes are moji, a year sika moji in the name of a year Kania Yusuno. The see and say, Omutumi JJ light bill ne ehon faso 45 billion. Free power after 8 years no na eka akufo-addo ne Bawumia ne MPP about to 70 billion. Ya short to 30 billion. Tie. O see. Sa nkofo eba power no. Sa esla na obi e na nkofo we ebeda no. Emojiji eye tax free or and the auto adie bi ese esla ya tew esla no. Sa sikana no motew no. For the past 8 years no omunya 45 billion. Sika poly 45 billion. Yabesha nkrata mu no na sankofo we aboka 70 billion atwo. Into busa ho se na eye den na ka we be menemo because they be amoji sika. Eye den and in this short period mutubi boka 70 billion de to. Na John Mahama ka so no onya ponchire ni ba. Sebio onya gove. Ena sebio onya gamalizada obeye dede abetietie mu abetwa atwo ayede abeto ayampia abesu akire Ghana fo o se de etwa ensuru mu kura ne se munim se Ghana fo ECG under akufo-addo ne Bawumia na ECG fo ewo accounts nkoa 80 accounts enti de ECG fo ye ne se omo bia accounts nkoa 80 wo Ghana enti agigisika koto accounts 2 mu a na obi akofedi Yajisika koto accounts 13 mu a inti de na akufo-addo ene Bawumia mo oma ye ne se accounts 80 na mo bie in the name of ECG no na eye personal accounts ma omu nyina inti Bawumia one account ebi obeko sunyane ana central region no sa ECG account na Bawumia ne busuafo dia ebi obeko Greater Accra ECG account ye de ama Rebecca akufo-addo one ne busuafo eye omu dia inti eto na omo gigi ewo ye light na omo de tie se esla levy no ye tua baby ebeko no eye busua inti omo free power no na 80 billion sika ambeka Ghana for nsa omo di na John Mahama say you better solve a problem we under his leadership no the obey say sa accounts are ECG bi en bebrebe 80 wo Ghana na akufo-addo ne busuafo ne Bawumia mo ewie sika ni di no opese oye accounts ne baako it is out as nkregwa na woto kanea na eko ECG for accounts ma accounts baako pe na sika ne kotom sene be ya transparency kroje ne pepe yo obia be hu sene ECG sika no bebi efri ene bebi e betoye efri se na do dan akufo-addo ne eye Bawumia mo bae no omo ya kromfo nti eye den na ECG nya 80 accounts omo si oh adian ne say na ECG no or offices ne dawson into obi anya na accounts wi a ne de sika nyina bankran John Mahama said no saade ni yetwam ye ba be partner a company aban any private company be a Ghanaian company. That is the most important part of Asma John Mahama kan company ne friend Enclave omo ye Ghanaian company Ghana Nidia omo sika ni nyina eka Ghana ha enye Chinese for company enye Uruguay for company eye Ghana ni company or see omo dwumade ni say when it comes to formulating and collecting revenue and making it go through one stream sebio ebi entumi fa baby a omo di dwuma ma omo ebibi e friend pilot omo di nkan eye hu kakra hu say ebeso ebegina inti John Mahama NDC no Omo ne sa company a friend Enclave no ebeka omo ntoma sieni na ECG accounts etedi nyina ye gu no na Enclave for no etumi bie one account omo ne aban ECG na ye sika ana ye toa ekọ esla no ana ECG ji we ho no ni nyina beko accounts baakum se ne be ye nyina ye betumi bu akonta at the time umpe we na open kwasiafo we umpe honesty umpe a president who will tell you the truth. Ya chichiri Ghana we kwame Nkrumah ye hu president wa kan korekoro jinse bi a kire da eno na eye empata ne mpe enkoforo mo nu bon aye den abenkwan no omo nu bon eye bofuro nkwan no enkoforo no mawe amane awe supeku a omo adwene ada no eno na omo mpe omo de ye de de atro na chichiri omo MPP for nkwasiafo. This is how you recalibrate and reset a nation, because the waste in the system was too much. A government cannot come in and put together 80 accounts for one government institution. No, that is criminal. You are not ready to serve. John Dramani Mahama is talking about transparency and accountability. In the end, I see that company, a friend Enclave, how many ECG for a Ghanaian company. Into a bit between Jina Baby and John Mahama company, Frabruche, or see a Ghanaian company, Ghana for dia, Mopa Moko Shomo records him, Omo di Juma May, Omo Jumano, a Crojin. Omo na omo behwe meters no so abehwe se ne yebeji jisika no na ye sikedi nyina kogu accounts baakum na yetumi abu an konta e de ahyehye ECG managina ne na so ye we na John Mahama ka kire ye umpe we na opeka ya motiom nkwasiafo na odi omochi. There is no way obeko any MPP platform omo benya abotre edwudwa nsem no mu se ya kire omo ntumi nye. Their level of intelligence no e yase pe enigina entre yase omo adwene akọ akira eyede esiye omo sie dipa no makodi soroku no makoda omo agimi. That is why it is important to be part of this platform. Now you're shaping with the facts. Now we will keep these animals in opposition for 42 years. Now yanko enimni John Mahama saka saye and o kan bibi fa yesika sem ho obetumi aye o sinibo o kan okre owo GDA.
With your permission, Mr. Speaker, and within the constraints of time, I'll take the liberty to elaborate on how we intend to address the numerous challenges facing us as a nation. Yesterday, February 26, 2025, marks exactly 10 years since I stood in this chamber at this very spot to declare my determination to fix Dumso, a legacy problem of power shortages. And Mr. Speaker, I fixed it. Yes, I promised to fix it, and I did. And I wish to place firmly on record that from January 2016 until I handed over the administration of this country on January 7, 2017, there was no power rationing or load management in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, today, inspired by the Almighty God and propelled by the massive mandate given to me by the good people of Ghana, I am moved to make a similar purposeful and bold declaration that I, John Dramani Mahama, I will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and reset it on a path of growth and prosperity. John Dramani Mahama, that I, John Dramani Mahama, I will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and reset it on a path of growth and prosperity. That I, John Dramani Mahama, I will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and reset it on a path of growth and prosperity. That I will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and reset it on a path of growth and prosperity. My government, working with you and every Ghanaian, will solve the challenges because we have developed the plan with our people's support.
John Mahama Ekasa, the President of the Republic of Ghana, and the Ojujemu. Nini no kind of brofo, Yama Menumunti, and a Mijum, MOBU, the John Mahama kind of see. Or no John Mahama or the necessity boat, tin-tone time. And sana na Ojai Kania, and na Ghana, or minor Ashe Akufo-Addo at Jimmy Ninsa, or ne Agama Lizard, dancing a Gideon Ba and Semuno. 2016 to 2017, all done a year to me, Akufo-Addo no. Now we fix it dum so. Ebe sinde, obi eni Ghana wetumi contested that fact. Or say oka esimupi. Akwaya bema. Or say oka esimudua. Oka awom. Or say or no John Mahama. Or solve dum so. Time na ordani kania. Ordani to me. Ashe Akufo-Addo Jimmy in nsem. Or ne baumia comedian in nsem no. Now we solve dum so. Into a person catch Ghana for say. Sa to me ni nyansa. Nyanko ponde domo no. Ahombrasie any humobro any opepa or the solve dum so edi yankania some ejina ne naso ansa na ofri to me 2017 no or say or she Ghana for boss say ono on to ayampia oni obi atem sebio ono on fan kwhye Ukraine en fan kwhye Russia or say or catch the Ghana for esimu pi or see sika samon to ya asai kwasiampanyi ne enkwasiafo part no edi adwirimu no ono John Dramani Mahama obe solve Obe make sure say you seek some ejina and naso pampe and son will free to me. Way and your friend the president. Or see 2016 Ojai to me Ediama Akufo-Addo Jimmy no or ne bawomiano na dum so ni Ghana or the nsasini bo. Or see or ya bema or Ghana no time na ofri power no or make us na dum so ho yenyina enim. John Mahama ne solve dum so. He has confirmed and reaffirmed. Or see, Omaninsi wo, or Bechere Ghana for say, or papa, Munyama noa, Momani to me, Emani Winnie with over 1.8 million votes, no. Or say, Sasika Sama, I say, baby a dollar ne do, Yesika Sama apate ashe, Nininamu Hantaino, or see only John Dramani Mahama, or Beshi Shay Yesika Sam, ama Ghana ejinane naso. Kwasiebi, Enkasani Enche. When your friend leader, opinion and Ajrimu do, why an Ajrin say, Obeka no kure, actually a man for. Now we jina eye okwano as solve problems. This is what we have been wanting. This is what we have been yearning for. This is the kind of leadership we want. Because siafo we jina touch like catcher say yemfa to me mamu biem. 42 years. Me say, mo MPP in kwasiafo we. You be back after 42 years. Now 42 years no. Na afe na ye reconsider. And yes a definite. Na afe na ye be jene. 42 years. This is the kind of leadership we want. This is the kind of people we want to lead us because they are willing and ready to tackle the problem. They're not going to come standing around and you know, to us. No. We need real people who have common sense to speak to us as humans and to let us understand and say they have been elected to be leaders. They have been elected to solve problems. They have not been elected to lament and make people think, say, we are the problem. To me for the past 8 years, they have blamed Ghana for every single stupid decision they took. Every day be about Umia, Akufo-Addo, Kennedy Japan, or Seche Mensa Bonsu, MPP in Kwasiafo we decided say, Omubedin Kwasiafo, not blame me Ghana for. Majority of these MPP people, Omunya to me, most of them, now for basement, foolish people. They didn't have a dime. Yejiminti. Na yedimirika ni amankwasiafo we to me. Mamenchira o eye nsem bia John Mahama kan efa eka ye dede ene senia ehu we John Mahama nsem bia okan ne ebinie.
When I decided to run for president again, I did so because of what I knew about the state of our country. I was aware that huge problems awaited me upon assumption of office. But nothing could prepare anyone for the reality of the depths to which our economy and our governance had sunk. Our elders say that a frog's true length can be ascertained only after it has died. Apotrowan yehune tinting. And how right they were It is common knowledge that our economy is in dire straits, which is putting it mildly, because an initial assessment of the books we have discovered, after initial assessment of the books, we have discovered that our economic problems are much deeper than was previously known. We have inherited a country that is broken on many fronts. The profundities of the challenges confronting us are staggering. We are saddled with staggering debts and glaring signs of almost deliberate and, in some cases, reckless mismanagement of our resources. Mr. Speaker, not even the restraints of an IMF program were enough for the previous economic managers to exercise prudence in managing our finances. After setting an inflation target of 18% by the end of 2024, the actual outturn was 23.8%, significantly higher than the threshold agreed with the IMF. The Ghana cedi continued its downward slide, losing 19% of its value against the dollar in 2024. It had already in the previous year lost 27.8% of its value. In addition to the public debt, which amounts to a staggering 721 billion cedis, several state-owned enterprises are also in debt, including the ECG, which owes 68 billion Ghana cedis. Ghana Cocoa Board, the hope of cocoa farmers, is also highly indebted. Its balance sheet indicates a total debt of 32.5 billion Ghana cedis, of which 9.7 billion is due to be paid at the end of September 2025. In 2023-2024 crop season, Cocoa Board was unable to supply 333,767 metric tons of cocoa, which it had sold at $2,600 per ton. As a result, the then management of Cocoa Board rolled over these contracts into the 2024-2025 season. Honorable members, Mr. Speaker, this implies that for every ton of cocoa delivered this year, in fulfillment of the rollover contracts, Cocoa Board and Ghanaian farmers are going to lose $4,000 in revenue. Mr. Speaker, as I address this Honorable House, Cocoa Board has supplied 210,000 tons out of the rolled over contract, resulting in a revenue loss of $840 million for both Cocoa Board and the Ghanaian farmer. Mr. Speaker, Cocoa Board and the Ghanaian farmer will lose another $495 million by the time the board finishes supplying the remaining rolled over contracts. Additionally, cocoa road commitments alone total 21.7 billion cedis, of which only 4.4 billion is included in the total debt of 32.5 billion. This debt has arisen mainly because of the decision in 2019 and 2020 to award road contracts worth over $1 billion because of the election.
John Mahama, Ejujum, also see this time, until say, Omo attack John Mahama facts, no. All that they are saying is, John Mahama is lamenting. John Mahama is giving excuses. But the facts now, John Mahama, they have moved away from the facts. And then I was saying, MP before you and now, John Mahama can say, Mena, Major, Ghana for Moshemi, Mamin Jum, or say, a year a can't go for a jirigu 721 billion. Menewo and Yebitia. Jan Kroma akufo-addo ba osi a year restaurant $6 million. Mumusa so nyiska wen. Mumusa Jan Kroma say insuomunam oni nuaba no ene sa nyoma no ye no omunye sika wen. E kan kofo we burugu 721 billion. 250 billion esa da ho a omode be peso. Now, John Mahama ka so see Cocoa Board. E kan mini Cocoa Board. Ekuafo a mo hwe me. O see because of elections inti Sa papa na oda cocoa board ano. Na do danko akufo-addo mo ene ne tena ase ka say omunyi $1 billion. Enka se omo de ye cocoa roads. Ema ende be se ye hu cocoa road bia. Omo tia sa sika na mankofo a ye ni bebi sika no wo. 1 billion 2024 2023 and omo yes ade if you say na omo pese omo de da Ghana for say omo ye cocoa roads and there sa $1 billion no ye hu bebi afa. Now okasa na see cocoa border under akufo-addo ne bawomia o say mensa bonsu Canada Japan and adwini nya adwuma no o see under MPP no cocoa board a car many omo no over 32 billion 32 billion. Now nim there ya. I was September ya ebe ya. Sa a car cocoa board edwire gu no. I was said John Mahama ban etimi kope 9.7 billion etua. If you say a cano a bar in tranches. It is 32 billion. No, I was said by September ya. I was said John Mahama ni NDC ban way etimi make sure say omo raise enough revenue to settle that debt. Omo here 9 billion within 6 months, 7 months here to make sure say 9.7 billion omo tia. On say enche last week and John Dramani Mahama NDC aban eye DDEP omo asebio aban di omo car aban ato omo bonds ni ade no John Mahama tam sika pudio etua dodo ne ka. This is what you call consolidating. Omo consolidated yakase consolidating na nyome bia ehia ye twabo eni akeka nyoma bi esi ani se ne be ya sika ya se no sa sika ne yense na ye betumi di abo oman no ho bra so ye frɛ bibi consolidation ana consolidating de nyoma bi a ehia edise se bia ote ne ministers so se bia eye sebio eye ministry se bia nipa mo ho adwuma mo ye mfa so ni so o se yi bi free ho na ye te so nyoma bi a ye se sika ho elba presidency nipa dodo mo ye adwuma ho John Mahama ate so no he consolidated a lot of things inti ama ye nyan kakra ko hyehyehye bebi a ye di tuatua ka enitina Nana do danko akufo-addo ne bawomia mo entimentua DDEP pensioner for no omuwu if you said they didn't care because they were not ready to cut down their expenditure. But John Mahama ne DC for nim nyansenti nyoma bi a ehia no omo ato atwene na omo ye de fata enti omo make sure say omo tete nyoma so ama sebio yenye sika bi ato enti ende so okay last week John Mahama Mr. P Mr. S get me that story. John Mahama ni NDC aban we nansi omo ba abemu in less than 50 days omo tumi etete nyoma so etumi kura sika nkete ema ye nuanom ye ofanom ye maamenom a kenoforiata mo agi omo nsam sika no sa pension fo no omo bond sika no DDEP no sa eka omo sika hye no and the aban etua bond ni bia omo. And this is how you want a government to rule or to govern. They always have to think about the plight of the people. Nipa ne hia asem no on say John Mahama ka no say September he ya ye hia 9.7 billion but one ka say wan blame obi or say he will solve it. And this is the kind of positive leadership we need. This is the kind of government party ye hia because they need to solve the problem. They are not going to lament. They are not going to use stupid words to make you feel say they are wearing some Vietnam suit in Tomini Nyansa. They are being real and natural. They are being organic. John Mahama speaks fluently and clearly for every single Ghanaian to understand. On Jay Akufo nim on Tias Yesen and Kofo ne akronfo. Ade chia obetwi moto bri na begina stage say yentuma nkwasiafo no. Kofo to on say the Mahama ne e kan no kore but mususam ene atimodinti obetena sa hwibaro num na obeka kire Ghana for say yentuma nkwasiafo no ntinka etie kofo a ka won sa ka we ebedai so. Until last week ya John Dramani Mahama ne NDC aban ato forcing John Mahama ka kire say pensioner for bond Ghana for bond there yen fendi agro baby a say kopa sika bia no yen consolidate yen keka nyoma bimbom yen tete expenditure so ye pray man na yen te so ne yen fa sa sika no bia nya den entua bond holders no into sha last week government pays 6.8 billion Ghana cedis to DDEP bond holders. Oh say one it is all about a president being ready to serve. It is all about you having a leader who is intelligent enough to understand and say, Nipa ni hear some or say ni hear some. Until last week, in less than 50 days in office, John Dramani Mahama estimate 6.8 billion DDEP bondholders. This is what we talk about. This is what we have been preaching. And this is why Ye pese Ghana for tia say NPP needs to stay in opposition for over 42 years. Say ye pese oman no ejina ne naso. Ejimi for no monum kan di bofron kwan supeku momone ene enam ebombon ne aduane a sebio sent ne nyane te TikTok no de omo jimi dom ignore them. Omo yemu nyina ye gasi. Omo to nyina don nsaman, omo nim nyansa. We are building a nation. We are being honest with the people. John Mahama is showing us to say it is only honesty that can build a nation, and that is what we are all dependent on. And following a directive from President John Dramani Mahama, the Ministry of Finance has honored the payment in cash, kudi, cash, l'argent, the payment in cash coupons of 6.81 billion to all domestic debt exchange program bondholders. And what to say, Omo bondholders will be akasa. This is how you govern. Jandam entumi chichire mai. No kure ene de chichire mai. And obiti abrochire the Ghana bond yutua no. That is how you build. Enti kwa sie bia ono ye de party atwa ne fruma no. Omo ntiase omo num sent no. Ene gina omo tirim a omo ntumi keep sent no omo tirim to omo betena Facebook, YouTube, kekan kwase asaro. Ene de da bi o. It's all about honesty. No kure na chichire man enko ya no aka se bibi nya no aka enye supekun kwan momone bofuro ene nkwasia amantre bi a wawe ewo Germany ena wawe ewo nkran wawe ewo de ukura wotim ene be kire se Ghana fo betio ye tie no kure na be chichire Ghana agi Ghana fo esi bebi papa. Now yanko enim nyandwum, you are still live on Loud Silence TV. Exactly 10:09 p.m. in Ghana is 5:09 in the United States. After this short break, I will continue the state of the nation.
Yo, we are best fishermen. No, no answer my. I watch it. You will for Belgium. It was a Belgium. It was two Belgium. Why you why round what? Why you why round what? Why you why round what? Why you super why round what? It will for Belgium. It was a Belgium. It was two Belgium. It was Belgium. Why you why round what? 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 Yeah, we papa no, what one is the motto? Yeah, we papa no, what one is the motto? Yeah, we papa no, what one is the motto? Yeah, we papa no, what one is the motto? Why round what? Why you why round what? I want it. Original. I will go for Belgium. I want to be Belgium. Where you mind?
We're still live on Loud Silence TV. My name is Kevin Akobedu. We are live on TV, we are live on radio, we are live on Facebook, on TikTok, and also on YouTube. On Loud Silence TV, search for Loud Silence TV on Multi TV. We are live this evening across the world. We're also live on YouTube, Loud Silence TV on YouTube. On Facebook, search for Loud Silence TV. We're also live on radio. You can search for Loud Silence Radio on any Google device, Android device. Go to the Google Play Store and download Loud Silence Radio. We're also live on Apple. Go to the App Store and download Loud Silence Radio. We're live on YouTube, Loud Silence TV on YouTube. On TikTok, it's Kevin Taylor _WADR. We're live across the world. We are streaming and blazing. Thank you very much for staying. Yentua a year. Sona and our state of the nation so a year in summer John Dramani Mahama ekan in there me catch Ghana for say yebedwum MOB ehunu kure no jandam ewu so a NPP never exists. NPP ceases to exist. Me na meka meguno and yebegu MPP. Yede no kure begu MPP. Now these are some of the things John Mahama ebo so ewo a year and the state of the nation. And John Dramani Mahama ekasano odwudwemu o say no Agenda 111 hospital project is operational. Team, dig something for me, please, Mr. S, Mr. P. Give me something. And John Dramani Mahama Kasano see. Opeso catch the Ghana for mo biati asye. agenda 111 na akufo-addo ne ba omia mo ka kire mo no and the osimu pi aka kire mo say sa 111 hospitals no ba kumpo ni wa eye adwuma 1 kudi komi ba wasa ba kunde 1 enyo esa baako omo se ba kumpo ni wa eye adwuma endra me ka kire mo say obi se oye bema na se ose one na obese oje MPPC ne kon ho a on kire one agenda 11 hospital obata ewure makowo kwasiafo sika enkofo we edi over $700 million almost some koye agenda 111 ebesi nne yehu one hospital a obata ntumi kom ekoye den ekoje awo na kwasia biti abrochire se adenti na MPP eluzi yedidi Kevin Taylor asem aboa wona emboa mo say nwan mo tete dam yase de mo kwa abrochire mo frefuo mo ba ya na efre se wo fa se brankran kwasiafo mo hu nyenyenyen se supeku mo hu nyenyenyen se supeku mo gye se mo yankurasefo nti Ghana fo yankurasefo agenda 111 na atechede ni gina TV so ka say fellow Ghanaians and agenda 111 ba kumpo ni ojo Mahama na e ka kire mo nde ebesi nne afenyo ma ken 99 kasongo what is so aka say Mahama boa they can't. But John Mahama has a plan. Or see, and there can say me, or see, when should I say MPP Jimmy or NDC Jimmy, or see, Ceciano, or catch and sorry, and crankra, or per se a buying and crankra a community boom. Now, Omoye be a friend of partnership. Now, Sebio, Omoye Dane, Omusisi hospitals, no, into say company be, Adrian say, or between the Nsa, and I say, Ninsa. Nisika abeshem abeden abesi hospital na sebio almost run ne kakra omoti omoka na oma eden omadani amagana John Mahama ekasa moma yenko ne yenko tie John Mahama de okafa agenda 111 ho figures don't lie, facts don't lie. This is John Dramani Mahama. Thank you, Mr. S.
Mr. Speaker, the agenda 111 program, which was started as a knee-jerk reaction during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the Ghanaian public had begun to appreciate the significant investments that the previous NDC administration had made in healthcare facilities, and began to lament the many hospital projects that had stalled under the previous administration, a promise was made to build 111 hospitals. Mr. Speaker, I'm sad to note that there is no dedicated funding source for such a gargantuan project. There is no dedicated funding source for this gargantuan project. Mr. Speaker, for the record, as I speak, not a single Agenda 111 hospital is operational. In any part of Ghana, I challenge you, not one is operational. In any part of Ghana, I challenge you, not one is operational. Mr. Speaker, and it is worth disclosing that $400 million has already been disbursed under the Agenda 111 project. Mr. Speaker, at a rate of approximately $80 million per hospital, this $400 million spent could have completed and made operational at least 22 of those hospitals.
John Mahama Ekasano say, Oka esimupi on record. Agenda 111 hospital and another Danko akufo-addo any MPP Bawumia Kennedy Japan. Oseche mensa bonsu ene nkwasiafo maka ededa damu because of elections intino o say ono na president of Ghana wa hwenkrata mu o say agenda 111 no o kan simu pi ba kumpo niwa eye dwuma wo Ghana o say ba kumpo niwa ya oba tantumi kom ekoje awo emkofo ye muase MPP mu ye nyan MPP mu ya pofi MPP, what to say toilet mumwa. Because you still have the audacity to talk in parliament. You have the audacity to sit on TV and radio and on social media to tell us to say Ghana for any day, Enkasentia NDC, moye nine. The president of the republic said, so far, $400 million and almost say already in the name of Agenda 111. Hospitals nowhere here. Nil. Say him for Krumha. It is in the days to come, the months and years to come. Yes, start to say chichini pa. Obibagas obi ta obi. This is not witch hunt. This is clear cut stealing. I also abino a chinko fogum. Andra, na me advise Attorney General no. You need to move slow, but it has to be sure. So be more. I will send you pano ninsati. John Mahama say $400 million. No, senkomu ya imagine post senkomu pese omdi ye jumana anka 22 hospitals and go say to me see. A year and free home. Emma or bad time to be called a war. But akufo-addo ne bawumia Kennedy Japan or seche mensa bonsu. Afenyoma kemon kwasia fo we jiminti. As we speak, $400 million. Almost here the soha, your foundation, your cotton chancing, and your dura pillar waha, $400 million. Ashe, not a single hospital. Lordina Mahama, or yet the first lady of Ghana, or what opposition, or see hospitals in Kwen concurrence ebisiwo, kobole ebisiwo, and the in my time room. Nurse for hire for Mujuma, or more form of formoba, or Yankopon Shirano, and Quasiafo we are buying to miss one hospital. In Dineway, in Quasiafo who bones to Pekui, or more bones as our, where Mamma Bar Patre, or Moon Yanya was green, but from Quan for, in Crassif for Jimmy for we are, Omogins a party, a day, and town a bono, they sat in this country, destroyed everything. Na ya sorry ye jiminti na me awunani ba me mfantini ba ma betina say me mfa to mi sa manwan oji se me jimi ana moji se me aboa na nka ma betina ha na maka kire mo say Ghana foi mombra ne ensa mfa to mi manwan mo ready now Mr. Team, are you good? All right, team, I'll skip and then wait for you. All right, Mr. I will skip and wait for you. Now, John Mahama can be FR a year. Free SHS no. John Mahama, Mr. S, free SHS. The video didn't come through. Please, can you get me the free SHS video? I think you sent it, but it's not on the system. And the John Mahama kasaye or say, and the otune numutu video ni ba me watch them. Mr. S, get me the free SHS. And John Mahama said, I will not cancel free SHS program. I will make it better. And the original parliament, we are saying in our channel, or say, make John Dramani Mahama, I will not cancel free SHS. Na, mema, meshamukena. Onsibia, nyanseni jene. Omo titi TikTok, titi Facebook, titi omo radio, so won't to me radio, omo fin. And you betray free SHS, and you betray omwe Jimmy. Ya wo mo ya de kraba de sansuo mo nom MPP for omwe Jimmy. Ya wo mo pee ne de kraba sansuo ne de ason mo enti omo kasai so mo ya moa. Who can cancel free SHS in Ghana? Na do dan akufo-addo penyi toto awotofu dwene. Bawomia inkremoni be ma o se wo ye onyoma se kremoni onim nyansa munafiki wada ni kremoni American Muslim uyi preko no wine. Utna ho ka che say John Mahama ne NDC betwa free SHS ni. And then John Mahama ka che Ghana for. O say free SHS no. There is no way obi abetime twem. Ono ontwem na obehye mu kena and the oko schools na enkwara ni age. Die na omuka. Say and the yedi wache papa. And the yedidi akosua ka ho. These are young people who are being fed well. And John Mahama kan o say school na ye the free SHS no e say ye did to me aduane ne to no e say ye did ma schools no na schools na akoto mo aduane sene be ya as school bi anto aduane na ye betuma so beza any headmaster pa. You need to give authority to the school to be able to buy their own food. So my schools no to me say o man akoto mo aduane a say school no asenkregwa ekuafo mo asankregwa omudia tomatoes omudia jene omofa emoba omudia bro sa ekuafo mo sa area ono school no beto free omo ho it technically no you have employed and you have created the employment for people. It was say the idea say akufo-addo ne nkwasiafo ni ba omiamo e de bibia frɛ no aban to distribute food to schools no or say jimisem. Now under his leadership no he will not cancel it obesemu kina or the 2 mini bema school for headmasters no aban the sika bema omo no aka kire omo say more 20 bags Tom Brown 30 bags say about school on eniwa or so year no went to year no say jailu. Into John Mahama say, and then Oma dani to me no, Omo bedani to me no, Ediama school headmasters, bears, matrons. Send any time a school no, na your school na the koto bayre, your school na the koto emo, I was say a di 2 minimum. Na omwanka se kodi omudwa. Inti ende uko schools na, yen yampon start here no, enkwarane ni aje ema sebio, omu bose, se eyezu, na oso aje so eyeza.
Wow, the first time in Francis Senior High dining hall history. There has been never watching an egg at the dining hall before. And when a zoo came to power, we are now eating watching like if you're watching any corner say any position wow. The first time in Francis Senior High dining hall history. There has been never watching an egg at the dining hall before. And when a zoo came to power, we are now eating watching like if you're watching any corner say any position
This is what we've been talking about. This is how it's supposed to be. The kids are supposed to be happy in school. They are supposed to eat well. They are supposed to be confident. They are supposed to let us know they are being fed well and that their job is to learn and to become good citizens. That is what we need. Near to Kroma and under akufo-addo, country. Aya akwana ne kwa chia se kokohwede no. Your friend no educhumuno. Country. Eko kra emoa asay lemons rice. And odi emo ne ma school for na nkwara di wuye. Akoya the punk said your opipan poboa ho Bulgaria. Or to California crossing your time never say almost education so oba ne tie bone ha and the show that waha and okay can kwasiasem now education minister ka kentria o just akora to school dey no obeka na ejimi fo way ya so almost so because MPP is filled with lies. The MPP as a political party adibia about MPP no adibia about MPP no tro. Mr. S, what do you have for me? All right, so my team said almost something on free SHS. Dear John Dramani Mahama, Eka, FR free SHS. Mama Yankotie John Mahama. Thank you, Mr. S. Thank you for bringing the video in. Mama Yankotie John Mahama, the Kafa free SHS. All right. Video rolling and recording.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, once again for emphasis and for the record, I, John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, will not cancel the free SHS program. Honorable members, once again for emphasis and for the record, I, John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, will not cancel the free SHS program. Cancel the free SHS program. I am determined to make it better by improving its implementation. And also, for the record, students who have benefited from the free SHS since its inception are about 3.4 million. The figure of 5.1 million beneficiaries, as put out by the previous administration, was an exaggerated and false narrative. And also, for the record, students who have benefited from the free SHS since its inception are about 3.4 million. The figure of 5.1 million beneficiaries, as put out by the previous administration, was an exaggerated and false narrative. to achieve political credit.
Since say akufo-addo kofa bibi a free SHS woni trima na exist dada. Everybody na omo person dey politics no. Enkwara na akufo-addo say oni trim no, oni the free SHS bi buy no. Omo say 5.7 or say 5.2 million no. Or say oka esimu pi. After omo big D power, omo ye head count to akwara bi a spend this count so no. 3.4 million. Enkwara 3.4 million there about and 5.7. He MPP anka say ye 10 teka kraka near the sijaso near komugum. Kebibia MPP nanka ye pese ye petente wudim tente anase dansenka kraka imapra koko dansen bi oboasi mapra good evening mapra imapra dansen ne ye koko no hausa koko kese no imapra first one koko 630 de no nanka o se de kese pa ne de sijaso ne de angwagum nanka okofo oba ne aworo mo ho na ya wo obo suntui wudim suntui obo ba ne edwa mo ho ne akase butumu ne ya wo mo suntui son unim suntui when you feel suntui akwama bodam enkofu na nka se ya chi omo ne ya se omo line or circle MPP omo jimi brutal omo ti kroma 5.7 million enkora na nya free SHS aka omo boa Mahama se omo boa head count ne 3.2 million nanka o se enkofu aban sesa ye no nanka ya chi omo nyina begu eye de circle we the circle crampo de hoefe ya mo omo nyina konkogu eye de ofokro market obedwa can we tell us ofokro market nanka do makogu ofokro market na ye dwa mo ya wo bi atade nanka guguso ai nanka kotedon guguso ya so wo bra na ya ye ni say suntui ni ase butumu ni de awon to so ade meni jimedwuma hu anka editum oba no butu numu hwe bema na suntrem na ya ye nsa say suntui ni de awon to so ni kana to ayi angwani mu se chiu ni na shapanu kraw ni de amabefu awe kwasiafo ya wonu suntu no to anwani mu a o ya chiwa ne de kwanta yi no ne na topanu ne de ma befu kra no makawe okokuma se befu beberegu owura eye area ho aminim ho nyina ya chi omo ne de ma befu panu no mo hyem we ne nka so mo like MPP fo nkwasiafo we mo jimi omo be stay sika be die sika itinka ya chichi omo ane aworo mo ho osra se de nufu eguso tabram eda nefu so eye madam eye Elizabeth Ohene eye mami eye apiejei na omo nufu ya tete se omo yi ntumagu na firi ase ente esensen ho na nka ya chi anwe ya Yakubu gina ho amiam krom Yakubu na tumu Tahiru na ne konchi eden na ogina ngwa na chi ai na onunum na onunu angwanim ya se next na nka waba se begina ha yi won tade omo yom tanu kote don dada so ne yesi kuntunu mu ne yedi suntui ne yedi tagate otoa bebia tokro de dado so suntui se su de chema wontu anim wo atata chema wontumi suntui wa otongwa ni mu ano echi ne yedi kwantre asa no pa de da to abefo pa num ne da masa suntre so abefo hene ne wakwakowe okwa kraw no mo wi no Kumasi Sports Stadium obekwa abefo pa no na omo wi abefo pa ya Erade kami babo down. Erade. Nyagu po fa mbone chave na ngofo yo majimi. Meko bonsam jema na MPP. Say ko meko bonsam jema na MPP we ya mwajimi dodo. Ni bakura po drink and keeping the words. Enti ge what is nti no atangwa nim chi obi gisa na bi say obeti se bofuro odam no owuro na fui owuro na dane no ye hu sa high brown the hwase ay green pe na dane de kakra ye wi na yi na da to abefo pan no ye so fa nko so so ntre omko na abefo na tutwa no ma we nkwasiafo now mame nko medim John Mahama eka bibi fa eye infrastructure educational infrastructure ho na some emphatic statement bi. Thank you very much, team. Maybe I bought another statement of John Mahama, and it's got to do with this. John Mahama say, no new school will be built without a teacher's accommodation. Or say under NDC Abanwe, school BNY you be see a teacher's bungalow and can we a nyansa. Afi won si bia ye chechire man no. Or say under the leadership from Endeko school dan bia ni wa ye be sia yemfa teachers bungalow enka ho. Because ultimately see school that teacher emfa ka 2 hours emba school. No. And was a teachers no any accommodation around the school. Send ye be ya no mo na be ye ntia e class. Nti John Mahama kan ye or say ende no or ma Ghana fo nyina tia say under his leadership school bia mo be si bia no o be si teacher fo be bia mo betena bia aka ho. This is John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana. Thank you very much, team.
Mr. Speaker, to promote inclusion and equity, the government will enhance and resource the Islamic Education Unit to recruit more Islamic and Arabic tutors for English-Arabic schools. We will establish STEM and TVET schools in underserved and peri-urban communities. We will provide scholarships to brilliant but needy students in deprived communities, especially for study in law, medicine, and engineering. We will support Islamic colleges of education with infrastructure and logistics, and will enroll youth in Zongo and deprived urban communities in the National Apprentice Program and offer free technical and vocational training. Mr. Speaker, it is important to continue to retain and motivate our teachers in all schools, especially in the rural areas. Government will begin plans for the implementation of the 20% allowance for teachers who agree to serve in rural schools. District assemblies are going to be involved in this scheme to ensure that the teachers are present and teaching in the schools that are selected. This scheme will reward such teachers for their sacrifices and ensure quality education nationwide, not only in urban centers. Mr. Speaker, as part of our Teacher Dabre initiative, the construction of teacher accommodation units to improve welfare and attract teachers to rural areas will commence this year. Mr. Speaker, no new school will be built in this country without teachers' accommodation. Mr. Speaker, no new school will be built in this country without teachers' accommodation. Mr. Speaker, no new school will be built in this country without teachers' accommodation.
The Mahama Kasa or say, now by way will never build or they will never put any school beer together. And that's almost school beer a bra yemfa teacher for Bangalore enka ho. Afi wo nyansa and wo hu adwene. MPP for me yamwa. And this is the kind of president we need. The president who understands the people. Send your teacher for a bread with accommodation. How young teachers would love to teach in rural areas. And the crocaya or say teachers or mobile gist atubu so mobile conkurasa kosia no. A Bible more incentives, almost salary no, you had bear 10% back count. This is how government works with the people. John Mahama person or the education the lowest part. Don't ma obienya equal access to equal education. And to say no teacher ni na ujitum say mo post him in kurasia aban o salary na obejino aban di bibe ka ho. This is how you build a nation. Or say school bi ani Ghana e be see ayan for teacher Bangalore enka ho. And we kura also your teacher ni we a nursing teacher training college student also tia say we any aban no. Na me ka bibia kire mo ha. I played a video of John Mahama saying say schools are students are almost free SHS no omundu 5.7 na omu ya 3.4 said ye na educhum aya ne hairline say oni ne di mami odechi ebodondo educhum ne hairline aya so oni ne di mami odechi ebo ketedondo e ka say no maka chem say MPP for mo Jimmy se meko bonsam Jimmy MPP Jimmy El Clasico MPP omo Jimmy ma eya akono now shade. This is MPP campaign 2020 campaign about free SHS muntie omo ka se nipa sen and a call. Thank you very much team. My production team na the video we buy me bo akire mo e ho na bo say MPP omo ye moa muntie omo campaign free SHS campaign message.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot. 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot. 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot. Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot. Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Because NPP for a toilet this was their campaign message. And about Baumia official campaigning. I say over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. In the then akwasia we at the parliament, I any headline said yobo dunduma mami odi. It was no Nicaragua for moi. What Jimmy? Mami Chiramo. John Mahama said free SHS in Kwara no mundu 5 million. 3.4 million. Educhum I and the headline said yobo dunduma mami odi. This is what Educhum said. When you Educhum. Free SHS beneficiaries are 3.5, not 5.7. Educhum. Adena Baumia campaign almost over 5 million children. Kwasi afo. Educhum jina ho ende power society no. Also enye 5.7 million. Name mo 3.5 million. Ba utie Baumia campaign message. Educhum and a chro manifesto no education on the head na. This is what they said.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot. Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Me sami din kofo we atema enye personal o omwe Jimmy amana dani omo se dancing crying Jimmy amu dancing crying e Jimmy na etwa round o mu tiri so. Yes, they are liars, they are thieves, they are criminals. Omangaza campaign message. Almost over 5 million kids have benefited from free SHS. Educhum power society also 3.5 million. And when the can about Baumia campaigning, Jimmy mu dancing crime for Jimmyization, Jimmyism. Jimmy Adokromo say a champon fie. The biamuna mana Jimmy Adomo. Would you say Ghana for Jimmy? You can just lie. We sit here and let the people know the truth. Assembly I have not shown you the reason why I'm saying MPP for Jimmy and they have to be in opposition for 42 years. They need to be. Because they are not willing to tell the people the truth. They are not willing to accept to say, "Omo ya trofo." And anything they be able to say, "Mo party no, adentina mo teye, omo so dey do otumfo atem." Nana, pia wo fa say chenchen hene Kevin Taylor meni, nana fa to mechi mame. Otumfo do me na me so me do no. O wo fa say nana ebi mo agimi. Nyansa fe ne nyansa so mbeka no kra tete omo ho, omo nim. Nana, we de me na meka, nana memfa ma no nsi sumina so onananom no ebie Jimmy brutal omo nka no kure na omo ho baaba omo no na yemfa no kure enhwe omo party no wodi tumi ma omo no Jimmy sa omo bedu nkran be hu ajantrafo omo so omo mba fie biem ebia na kofa na poma ye nana sa na nim sa na po abodam sa na ponko a wabodam nana na nka onim sa na po Jimmy anka wangina bedwom anka sa onana no wona otete no sa na nim sa na po na adwene hwe benkum anka nana nka wanye sa ba otumfo wo yam wo fa wo domi chenchen hene ka Kevin Taylor mabana na wodo me so me do minim say nya dia obeye sa mistake ribium because you hene kase unim de ekọ sebio insuo bo me kase bo nana men kase insuo de kase hwew na po ene MPP egu anim ase esi asante kotoko na aka ene esi asante kotoko esu ntumi nhye nana wodo me na me so me do Kevin Taylor akwa bodam nana me do enkofu we ya Jimmy omunim nyansa Intina nketi wono na ye nyina ya sorry oh ye nto mama NDC ekoto ama MPP monhwe de Mahama kan ye munim de eba munim mesi megu mu party no defe mesi megu no DFE defe ye hu nyanwa nka meye mu defelization mo next time hu nipa mo hu ahunani ba mo bebu no kwasiafo na hwa de John Dramani Mahama eka bibi I see people with disability. Mr. S, Mr. P, pull something for me. Me team no. Yenya on the spot production. Who be that? Metuma can say me sisi ah. Metuma bo me team. Metuma can say me. Any system no so. Me team kwa kofa fact na ba. Mopa mama mencha. Opa obi entro bibi. Somebody should write something on Facebook. Not on me less than 5 minutes. My team will pull it. Me tell how my team will be effective. Mopa obi intro bibi. Me read the BB or Facebook. Mama, less than 5 minutes. My team will pull the screenshot, the story. Or me pull it screenshots natural. Do you know what is going on? Unim the ekoso. Share. What the what touch room? Also unya benz I'll be cheap. Unim just say easy say benz be two. Answer me benz into no petrol tuno. Ya zing uni how many fuel tanks a foam. Me say obi nka bibi. Obi say den me pe bibi and I want to test my team na mu hu bibi. Why? Can be a chem, or being can be a chema, Yenina Yankai, no mun pull the story in the mouth. 2 seconds. Story be any usual. Oh, me per story be any usual. Na afei, mon kanamen chemu bibi. You know the production going on here. Who you say the agro? Me se muji say a concert in here. The production na ye can want someone. Any joke. Production I can't want seven. It is not a joke. It is real stuff. It is a Uncle Fun and some the Kevin Taylor is a low budget Kevin Taylor for hey. Do you know what made Kevin Taylor? Hard work and consistency, no credit and credibility. Do you think it's easy? When you produce me, do you know my team? Do you know how smart they are? Share. Now what makes sense? You need to collaborate with your production team. Answer. Kwasiebia to me a producer. Me say, Kwasiebia boss scandal, open boss scandal. Another boss scandal, their own cash. Mama me 30 seconds, less than 3 minutes. Boss scandal. Me team ni bet me police story no boss scandal. Or bet me police my video. Mr. S, Mr. P. The time is starting now. It's 5:45. By 5:47, they'll give you all the boss scandal. Boss scandal. Now say me now king. Mr. S, Mr. P. People with disability naba. But me person me chenko for BB. Mr. S, Mr. P, give me boss scandal. No more a production on the spot. E being serious da. CNN grant me ye. Unim commitment a womb. Now monya how many seconds? How many seconds na modu me chen BB? Mr. P, Mr. S, give me boss scandal. And do more than 3 minutes. I'll give you the story. I'll pull it here. I will let you know what is happening. Kwasiebia sorry or say and me koye de Kevin Taylor enibi undi eduro ukoye de Kevin Taylor enibi unim de Kevin unim say de Kevin Taylor de enibi. Do you think it's a joke? Do you think it is concert? Do you know how much has gone into this? Do you know the kind of credibility any juma ya bedru ha? Do you think it's a joke? Do you think it's about just coming on TV? Team in the story na ba no. Mama Chom, this is boss. Thank you, Mr. S. Boss scandal. Thank you. Oh, it is under 2 minutes. This is the story. Mami Fanchiro. Boss scandal. Thank you, Mr. S. Anyway, I can pull the real story. I can pull video and add it to it. Boss scandal. Anyway, we will give you all the scandals. We will give you the facts. We will give you the videos. Oh, mama, another 3 minutes. Remember a video about boss scandal. Me see. Oh, mama, 2.5 minutes. Met mama a video about boss scandal or whatever. Do you know what is going on? What you say? Mujin say nkwasi akeka. Mujin say akumayare. This is real on the run on time job. Now, let me go back and show you something. Wait a second, show. Now me test me team no. Now my team almost sending me a year what John Mahama said about a year people with disability.
Of excellence to expand technical and vocational education training. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Ghana has consistently missed its gross tertiary enrollment targets with a rate below 22%, far from the 40% goal that has been set by 2030. Despite over 460,000 secondary graduates coming out annually, 55% qualify for tertiary education, and only 35%, 161,000 of the 460,000 enroll in tertiary education, leaving over 300,000 without access. To address this, government is introducing a no-fee stress policy to eliminate tertiary admission fees which currently serve as a barrier to higher education for some students. This will be supported by an enhanced student loan scheme, which is called the Student Loan Plus. The no-fee policy will also cover all persons with disabilities. And for emphasis, persons with disabilities will pay no fees for tertiary education. The no-fee policy will also cover all persons with disabilities. And for emphasis, persons with disabilities will pay no fees for tertiary education throughout their study.
John Mahama, the President of the Republic, Kasano, say, Yenuanuma omuwaka, fall under people with disability. Ubi ha sebio and nine, ubi uhuadie, ubi ebia, Newaka, Yawo no sano tie, ubi ebia accident, and a member be ubia sebio Newaka, or say, under NDC government. Society party to me suya na opie any tertiary institution and ya do your school fees. This is governance. Afi what ya say? This is raw governance. Obia bedidi. Sa kwasi ambe you know way. Hopes na do eh. Obia bedidi. Enti o see, yen nuanom omo ho aka na na do dan Akufo-Addo mu neglect omo mo kai say eye toll booth na e Ghana. Omo anom ye adwuma o toll booth e Ghana nyina na people with disability. Yen nua omo ho aka, yen nua asebio omo nan ho aka, omo nsa ho aka, ebi ani efra, omo asebio na adwuma enwo den, se ne be omenya adwuma ye no. Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo or not falling under people with disability. When you say Akufo-Addo, he has a disability. Yes, he's a dwarf. Bawumia has a disability. He's an agama autistic head shaker. Bawumia has a disability. The two of them fall under people with disability. And the love I have for people with disability, I was expecting these people to hear their problems, feel for them. And so the two people with disability, they deliberately stifled or they deliberately made sure say their colleagues people with disability. Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo or Yagove. Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo or ya dwarf. He falls under people with disability. Inti nanke Akufo-Addo no nanko se obua because Akufo-Addo mentally on stable or Yagove. But Akufo-Addo eka se omo hwe toll booth omo ho aka kakra sebio ye bo omo no oyi omo nyina edi abuofunu. Akufo-Addo is a person with disability. Oko Kimbu Special School. No ya governor na no so Akufo-Addo. Ba omi asna de ti ensisu ye. Ejimi fo mienu. Eno mu yi eye yenuanom adi. And John Mahama say, "Sa yenuanom no obi obebo no homodin ewura any tertiary institution, university, polytechnic, there nursing training, uko school for free. Umpe we na opeka ya motium. Umpe we na ope Nicaragua for nkwasiafo obodi bofro nkwan ya omunim nyansa. Die na ope. What do you want? What do you need? A president who falls under PWD goes against the people who falls under that. Why? Why should Akufo-Addo go against his own people? The love I have or people with disability, we have always protected and defended them. Akufo-Addo, who is a person of disability, obia or no nanusu agove +1 oni bawomia and the team to minjina so jimi omumienu they went against their own colleagues. Enyame wanwa efise kwasiampanyi ti se Bulgaria. Kwasiampanyi ti se Bulgaria onenam Ghana se ne afura edidi nkwasiasem ono ni freni wakwaje bribe bawomia ho betena TV so Kevin Taylor desperate. Kevin Taylor asia. Ni freni kromfo ni freni opejantrafo Bulgaria owen. Na mama eye politicians use say tafre kwasia wakotena demoka politics ejato wa uni bebi obefepri epie na uni frenia obe advocate for people with disability to get all the help from government wano nsuo se Ethiopia for wache kwasia abetena radio so Kevin Taylor no ena Mahama no ena mo ye toilet catch them me desperate binida catch me akose me desperate abuo biba ni freni oji bribe. Ni freni oji bribe. Ni freni otumi ji bribe send me mobo abuofunu. Bulgaria do way. No the TV so. And Kevin Taylor no. And I'm say me be shwa so du ti abodan mu. Unyonko ni frefo they are doing everything possible to hear for people to hear them. Yeah, when the for Ghana, they have dedicated their lives to advocate for people with disability. Omo mu hu ade, ye be better infrastructure. Ye be bo mo, ye be making sure say a dan bi e be sibiano, they also get better access to a dino. How education? Yeah, dwini wu nuanom wa, ye nyina pese eboa no. Na wo do kwasia ye politics say media me MPP ni and a Kevin Taylor no, and now we desperate. Wu bi ni da. O ka chem say desperate. Wo ada meche wo no. Me de mensam yelu we me de be wo suntui kwasia owen ni freni oje bribe Bulgaria wanu nsuo se Bulgaria wache abuofunu yesi enwe ni frafo nyansafo da wo de ni freni be politics o kana asema Kevin de ni freni atam na me msi ni freni nyansani ye we ni frafo nyansafo o Ghana me respect omo wo what's why school te bro for kwasia anka a Cropon School of the Blind nanka wo advocate unya opportunity bia you insist the government do something for the school, you insist people who have that problem with their vision, you advocate. Well, one no sebuta abuofunu u Bulgaria one no set denchemase abegina Kevin Taylor no ono ne Mahama no omo ay desperate na Dr. Baomiana me say me de won se be she kokom kwasia me de won se be she kokom na maka just we fried rice na wodu se sima no bon se say koko ehihye Jimmy ni friend your page antrafo now ma men chere ade bi Mr. P Mr. S Mr. S it's exactly 5:54 p.m. US East Coast time. In Ghana, no, 10:54. I got just 6 minutes near pong. My mention the akufo-addo, yeah, people with disability. My mention Bulgaria, people with disability, they were demonstrating. I'm catching akufo-addo, I go verse. We are under one bracket. Why are you doing this to us? Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, after he sacked people with disability, or some police for Buomugu, so Akufo-Addo, this is what he did to people with disability.
You don't use your stick on anybody. Do you get it?
These are people with disability and they Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia. That's what happened. Omu pamu omu free toll booth no. Omunti omuka so omunti omuka. Enkofo we koye say, yesra mo, ye ni adwuma bia ye, adwuma mo ye, amwakwata na no sebo fruit. Eka che say yemfi adwuma mu, kwasea. Enkofo we ba so mejo musika, you saw how they treated them. Bulgaria kwasea mpenyi so na COVID TV. No te Poladomo show so kwasea. This is what Akufo-Addo did to the people with disability. And John Mahama said he has a room for them in his government. This is what they did to them. Would you say, Refi? This is what they did to our people. These are Ghanaians. They sacrificed everything. Dangerous tobut. They were still collecting money for Akufo-Addo to go a high private jet. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, what can you say contain a boof no? O mana o nine left no kwasi afo nye adwuma bia ne atam sika momo. Na nipa we eguto boot ejijiska putting their lives on the line. Articulate bit free a obi a ohye sa tokurum bia ebebu neku no. Na we yi omo di na ti omo ka na kwasi afo to say ayeye MPP Ghana fo ma entuntia NDC no mombra power hwe. Kebe kum nyina to atwene. Muni nyoma si wo Ghana. Do you know what happened in Ghana? Akufo-Addo, he is under the bracket of people with disability. Akufo-Addo, one and eighteen class one collaborate. Jimmy way. Nanu so Jimmy way, and I'm also so. 1 minute to 6, 1 minute to 11. My name is Kevin akufo-addo Taylor. It's been a wonderful Thursday evening. No phone calls. We will be back tomorrow to straighten the country. John Dramani Mahama has made it clear. He's here to serve. He's not here to complain. Remember, we all are supposed to come together as a people. We all are supposed to be messengers who are ready and willing to support this government. I believe in John Mahama, and you should believe in him. The power number, the man on 1.7 million, he will make sure he makes good use of it. He will turn the economy into a better economy. He will make sure people are respected. He will create job opportunities, and he will live. He will fulfill all the promises. Remember, the NDC is a party for the people. Remember, they are a social democratic party that respects the people's plight. Remember, John Mahama is for you. The NDC is for you. We are all here to check them, to help them to build the Ghana we want. Let's reset Ghana. Let's be one people. Let's love each other. Let's all be messengers who are willing and ready to serve, to speak truth to power. My name is Kevin akufo-addo Taylor. My production team is called The Ghost Team. We're live across the world on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Multi TV. Tomorrow we'll be here at the same time, 8 p.m. Ghana time, 3 p.m. US East Coast time. Thank you. God bless you. Cheers. Abuache Original.
Yo! We're your best fishermen. Solo photo. No answer mine. Abuache. It was for Belgium fan. It was the Belgium fan. It was two Belgium fan. Why you're here? Why round? Why you're here?